Pray I'm coming through loud and clear. Let me check it. Let me check it. All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, perfect, perfect. All right, so first and foremost, we'll face the east, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Bakakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the name of the Father. That means He is, He exists. Yah means He. Hawa means to be or to exist, or is the breath. So He is, He exists, He is the breath. Bahasham, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, Sham meaning name. Then Yahawashi is the true name of the Son. That means He saves, He delivers. Yah meaning He. Hawashi meaning to save, to deliver, or is salvation. Put it all together. He saves, He delivers, He is salvation. And then Rakah equals in spirit, and Kodash equals in holy. All right, those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which we are commanded to baptize in, according to Matthew 28, all right, verse 18, verse 19. All right, it's in the Lashawan Kodash, also known as the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. Put it all together, it's Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Kodash. Second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalom to the Lord, so for elect. It's your brother Yeremi Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahweh Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Dash. I want to go into solitude. All right. So the act of being alone, which that's a thing that's not really happening in America, right? Because this place is so busy. All right. Everybody's overstimulated. You always have something to watch or something to indulge in, or you want to go somewhere and do something, or it's an event, you know, where you never really sat back and been alone and just sat with yourself and just listened, you know. And that's what you have to do, man. All right. You need to meditate therein day and night on this truth, on this word. Take time to yourself, study, grow. Okay. So I got a video I'm gonna play. I'm gonna hit a precept real quick. This is second Esdras, the 7th chapter. I'll just start at the top. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? And that's what we have to do, entering into the kingdom, man. We're going through a narrow place. We're going through a very tight, all right, situation where not many is going to make it through that situation. Okay, so you have to consider that this is not for everybody, and you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So yeah, you can look towards, to be built up and grow, and we exhort others, we exhort one another daily and do all of that. But still, you gotta know this thing for yourself, and you gotta be on the right path and grow in this thing for yourself. All right. Verse 7, verse 6. There is also another thing: a city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. All right, a dangerous place is this kingdom of the Edomites at this point in time, what we are living in, this, point of oppression. All right, this dangerous place. So you have to keep your, tunnel vision. That's perfect for this. All right, straight ahead, not falling to the left, because what? It's what? It's fire on the right and water on the left. Okay, So, hey, it's either way you go. You get distracted and you fall out, you're done. You know? So you got to keep moving forward. Verse 8. And one only path between them both, only one way. Let's get this real quick. John 10 and 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. So Yahawashi echoed this, saying the same thing. Right? It's only one way, one path. Verse 8, 2nd Ezra 7. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. That's how tight the space is. Right? If this city now was given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So we have to go through that furnace of affliction, that danger. We have to go through that and maintain our faith, keeping our faith. All right. It's going to be times where you feel lonely. Okay. You're going to be betrayed. All right. Your family's going to turn on you. Friends is going to turn on you, whatever it be. Okay. And these is a lot of those situations that the Most High is using to chastise you and put you in a position and seeing if you can actually maintain yourself through this entrance, because you're in the entrance right now. You're trying to go into it, but it's a long entrance. All right. And you got to keep pushing to the end. Now, everything that comes along that way is what was ordained. It's your cross to carry. All right. So you just got to keep pushing through it all, man. So really, you got to, like Drake say, know thyself, which he don't really know himself, but taking it from that song, you really got to know thyself, man. You know, you got to know yourself, and you got to trust in Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, and have, as they say, we stand with great boldness, right? You got to be willing, this is it. This is the end all. This is everything you put your trust in. Not money, not women, not cars, not clothes, not all this other stuff, but spiritual. We are spiritual men. All right, verse 9. If this city now was given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Think about a kid has an inheritance from his rich daddy, but he grows up without the experiences to put him in the position to mold him to actually take over the company. So then he's just going to go into the position and be the president and ruin the company because he doesn't have any experience. So his father should what? Should train him up. And that's what we're being. We're being trained up and molded to be kings and priests. So when we are put in the position to have dominion, we know what to do, right? So we have to be chastised. We can't just walk into this inheritance without any experience. All right. Verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. For who? For Israel. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. All right. So ultimately, this place, this city, right, as it says, there is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things, right? This city, New Jerusalem, which is the men, okay, what we should be, Yahawashi, we make it, all right, and be of that number. This is what we're seeking for, man. And we gotta keep pushing to make it through there. And that's for who? That's for Israel. I just said right here. It's not promised to anybody else. All right. So we're not going to get caught up on the distractions and the debates and the foolishness that comes with this world and actually trying to figure out who salvation is for. That's pointless. We got the base, you know. We're in the deeper things of everything. All right. So yeah, I got a video I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play some of it. It's got 7 points. Let me see. I might hit just a couple of them, but this is point one. Let's get it.
Be your own host. We are wired to be social creatures. craving connection and often fearing solitude. Yet the art of being alone is a vital aspect of personal growth and happiness. The Stoics taught us that self-sufficiency and contentment spring from within, a concept that remains as relevant today as it was centuries ago. Let's face it, embracing solitude isn't about shunning the world or becoming the stereotypical lone wolf, but about becoming your own best company. This begins with transforming how we perceive and treat ourselves during those moments of solitude. Imagine hosting yourself at your home. Would you offer yourself the best seat, engage in kind conversation, and serve a meal prepared with care? This act of self-hosting teaches us to extend hospitality towards ourselves, treating our time alone not as a void to be filled, but as an opportunity for self-care and introspection. Treating oneself well goes beyond mere thoughts and extends into our physical environment. It's easy to neglect our surroundings, especially when we're the only ones experiencing them. However, the state of our living space immensely influences our mood and self-perception. A cluttered, uncared for home can weigh on the mind just as heavy burdens do. On the other hand, a clean, orderly space can be a sanctuary for growth and reflection. Taking the time to tidy up not just for others but for ourselves is a practical application of self-respect.
Let's stop it right there. Let's get a quick precept. 1 Timothy 3 and 4. Actually, it started 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire for good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, nor greedy or filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. So the video is harping on cleaning up, right, your house, making sure your inner, your peace, your conscience, right, all of that is good in yourself. Okay, you got to rule your own house first, and that's first your temple, where you at, where your soul resides. Okay, so it's important to be comfortable with yourself, man. All right. Verse 5. For if a man not know how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of power? So you got to first understand what's going on with you, all right? And then that goes into, most definitely knowing how to diet and eat and work out and taking care of your body and doing all this type of stuff. You can't be taking in all this toxicness and stuff and thinking, because then you're gonna just push it out. All right. You see the perfect example is the bully at school, right? I got bullied sometimes. So it's like now I understand, this dude, man, he was insecure. He had problems at the home. When I ain't had no problems at the home. So I'm like, why but it's stemming from the home, it's stemming from his environment. So that's why this individual will come to school and pick on somebody else, try to bully you or pick on you or crack jokes on you or whatever because of how they're feeling about themselves, so they push that out towards you, right? So another point to note is everything doesn't need a reaction, and don't allow nobody to make you angry, okay? Once you're comfortable with yourself, the stuff that they say is not really going to affect you like that. It's like, oh, you're ugly, you got gap teeth. Okay, so what? That's me. That's how you feel. But I'm good, you know? Yo, I'm good, yo. I'm not like what? So this shit just bounce off. All right. So when you're comfortable with yourself, you're secure, all of that other stuff is like, nah, bro. I know Yahawashi and Yahawashi, bro. I'm good. Like, we're good. I just gotta wait. You gotta be the bigger man and wait this stuff out and allow these children, all right, to just keep running rampant and around breaking shit. as they do. That's what the heathens do, and that's what the 2/3 do, because they don't fully understand life. But you're comfortable and you're comforted by what? By these scriptures, by Yahawah, by Yahawashi. So you understand life. You have an unction and anointing to know all things. So you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're moving towards the goal, man. Right? And you're not getting set back. So let's keep it going.
It's an external action that reinforces the internal belief that we are worth the effort, setting a stage for a positive and productive alone time. Moreover, the dialogue we indulge in with ourselves in solitude shapes our self-esteem and outlook on life. The Stoic practice of observing our thoughts and challenging negative self-talk is a powerful tool for mental resilience. Being alone offers the unique opportunity to become aware of our inner narrative and gently guide it towards more constructive and compassionate conversations. It's about becoming a mentor to oneself, offering encouragement and wisdom with the same generosity we would extend to a valued friend. 2. Realize.
Let's stop it right there. This is Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, spake often one to another, and Yahawah hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahawah and thought upon his name. All right, so that's what we're doing right now. Okay, we fear Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. We're thinking upon the name. We're seeking him diligently and with discipline. All right, we're holding on to this path. We're walking in that narrow path, as we read about in 2nd Esdras, the 7th chapter. Verse 17, and they shall be mine, saith Yahawah of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels. So Yahawah he's letting you know that you're precious to him. You're a jewel to him. Right? You're the apple of his eye. You're something beloved in his sight. You are pleasing to him. Right? So with that being, you got to keep that in your head space all the time. Man, Yahawah B'Hashem Yahawashi cares about me, man. Right? So whatever this world does to you, all right, it shouldn't matter like that. He's really with you. So if he's putting you through it, that's his will. All right. And I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth power and him that serveth him not. Right? So you're going to be raised up to a higher position, a position of judgment, being the judges of the earth, a position of rulership. All right, being able to discern between the righteous and the wicked. And look at us now. That's what we're doing. Even though they don't accept it and they don't want to believe it and they don't want to hear the counsel, they have set it at naught. All right, the simple ones love simplicity, Proverbs, the 1st chapter, right? So that's what they're on. But so what? Does it make it of none effect because they don't believe? No. So we're comfortable in this thing, man. And we know what we're doing is the correct way and the right way. All right, let's keep it going. The next point is realize that we are always connected.
That we are always connected. Solitude often carries the weight of loneliness, yet it holds the power to connect us deeply to the world around us. In an age where social media and constant connectivity can paradoxically make us feel more isolated than ever, it's important to rediscover the art of being alone without feeling lonely. The secret isn't in filling every empty moment with distractions, but in understanding that being alone offers a unique opportunity to connect with oneself and, by extension, with the universe at large. It's about recognizing that beneath our individual experiences, we share a common human journey. This realization can transform solitude from a state to be feared into a condition to be cherished. Reframing our perspective on solitude begins with cultivating mindfulness and presence. Instead of allowing the mind to dwell on what is missing, one can focus on the present moment and find joy in the simple aspects of life.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. All right, to live in the present. Don't think about everything else in the past or whatever is gonna happen in the future. All right. Do this moment the best of your ability, man. All right. Right now, I'm like, okay, I gotta do a lesson. Let me do this lesson. Let me give it my all. Right. I ain't worried about everything else over there. I ain't worried about everything else over there. I'm worried about this moment at this point in time. This is it. Okay. If you do that for every activity, man, you're gonna do it to the best of your ability. Okay. This is Philippians 3:10. That I may know him in the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made comfortably unto his death, if by any means I might obtain unto the resurrection of the dead. Not as though I had already obtained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of for Mashiach Yahawashi. We have to continue in this walk. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. Right? Forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are, we're not lingering on the path. We're past. We're keeping it going. Right? And you're not thinking about, you messed up in the world and all of that, and you holding on. No, man. You're holding on your head. All right. No, you're bro, wake up today and pray and make this day your best day. And do that the same for tomorrow. All right. And just keep going. Keep doing it. Examine yourself to see if you be in this faith. And just keep doing that every single day. All right. Verse 11. If by any means I might obtain, Slaki, where was I at? Verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. And what do we do also? We set our affections up in the heavens, where we know that our reward is coming, that recompense is coming, that vengeance is coming, the get back is coming. What James Brown say, the big payback that's coming. All right, I'm mad, right? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's all got to be given back. It's all coming. Verse 14, I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of power in Hamashiach Yahawashi. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if anything ye be otherwise minded, power shall reveal even this unto you. So when you examining yourself, you checking yourself to be like, yo, am I in the right spirit? All right? Am I moving according to the right spirit and according to the scriptures? And the Most High is going to reveal it to you if you are or if you're not. All right? Verse, one more in there. Verse 16. Nevertheless, whereto we have already obtained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. So as it's saying, you're comfortable being alone, but you also understand that we all are connected. That was point 2. Remember that we are always connected. So even in your by yourself, you're still connected to a wider team. Perfect is like Kobe, right? Training, going in the gym, first one there, last one out, getting up at 4, going to work out, et cetera, and then coming back. He knows he's the leader of that team, so he has to put forth a better effort, and it's going to ultimately come back to contribute to the team's success, So the things that you do on the solo, the studying, the reading, the fasting, that's going to help the body, right? How the liver filtrates the liquids, the kidney cleanses the blood, and that goes back out, and that helps the heart, that helps the blood. So everything is connected. That's why Yahawashi uses the analogy of a body. Everything is connected. The small intestines processes the food, and the large intestine, same thing. And then the stomach acid breaks it down, and then it pushes it to the bladder, and then it comes out. All right, before that happens, though, nutrients is dispersed to the rest of the body from the processing of the food. So it's all connected. It's all, giving back. You know, that's important. So you're never truly alone. All right. When you're solitude, when you're fasting, when you're, doing your thing. All right. So let's keep it going.
Whether it's feeling the warmth of the sun, listening to the melody of birds, or savoring the taste of food, these moments remind us of the beauty of our shared existence. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus pointed out, it's not the events in life that disturb us, but our reaction to them. When we choose to see solitude as an opportunity rather than a deficit, we open ourselves to a more fulfilling and interconnected existence. To truly embrace solitude, one must also develop a relationship with oneself that is based on kindness and self-respect. This involves engaging in activities that nurture the spirit and expand the mind, such as reading, writing, or practicing a hobby. It means treating oneself with the same compassion and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. By doing so, solitude becomes a period of growth and self-discovery, where the silence is filled not with loneliness, but with the profound realization that we are never truly alone. We are forever a part of the intricate web of life, connected to everything and everyone, if only we open our hearts to see it. 3.
All right. That's perfect. So I'm going to give one more precept. This is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love power, to them who are the called according to the purpose. All right. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. So all these things work together: the good, the bad, the ugly. All right. Evil, wickedness, light, darkness. All of this is coming together to mold you, as we talked about that narrow path. Okay. Well, the fire on the right and the water on the left, that right there is there to mold you. Let's say you touch the fire a little bit. You got burnt. So now. I don't want to do that no more. You touch that water. Nah, I don't want to do that no more. Let's just keep going. So it's there to mold you. This evil, wicked world is there to get you. It's there to show you. You don't want to be like that. Look at how people bugged out, man. I caught up in all this folly, all these stupid trends, and all this stuff that's not profiting them. Okay, so that's not helping them, man. And you can see it. And the Most High is giving you, as Yahawashi always said, those that have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. So he has given you the ears to hear and the eyes to see. And you can recognize what's really going on with our people, man. Okay? So all these things are working for good. It's just some are selected. As it said, once again, he has predestinated those, right? Let's go to verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. So first fruits, the first ones created after Yahawashi. All right, that's the 144,000. They have been predestinated to this purpose. All right, set up. Okay, it is a such thing as Yahawah is being choosy. He's picking. He's dealing with certain ones. He's specific. He's not dealing with everybody. He's specific. But we tell you that, and then we'll tell Christians that, and then they'll know many are called, few are chosen. How can you not tell me that that's not him choosing? Many are called, few are chosen. So therefore, he is choosy. He's choosing few, not many, right? So it's important to understand. I get this last point, man, in my time. We ended over here.
Sit with it.
Sit with it.
Have you ever found yourself avoiding your own company, seeking out distractions whenever silence becomes too loud? It's a common scenario in our modern, always connected lives. Yet, embracing solitude isn't just a necessity, it's an art. The ability to sit with your own thoughts without seeking external validation or entertainment can transform your inner landscape. It's about facing the parts of ourselves we often run from, the fears, the insecurities, the dreams we're too scared to chase. Cultivating a friendship with solitude doesn't mean shutting out the world. It means exploring the world within, which is as vast and fascinating as the one outside. Techniques like mindfulness and journaling can serve as guides in this inner journey. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, to notice the tensions in our bodies, the patterns in our minds. Journaling, which we will talk more about later in the video, allows us to articulate these observations, giving clarity and sometimes revealing answers hidden in plain sight.
Kind of the arts, right? Such as drawing. Some brothers do drawing. Elder Kazak down in Mississippi, brother be drawing a lot. He got like some dope pictures too. Some brothers make music, right? Some brothers play instruments. Some brothers sports, right? Whatever. These are arts. These are things you do to express yourself, and it's good for the body. It helps your mood. Working out, running, right? Lessons, okay. These are arts. These are things you need to do to relieve stress and bro, we stress, anxiety, all this type of stuff is piling up. So you need a means to express yourself and let it out. All right, we wasn't created to just be couch potatoes or something like that. Okay, born as just playing 2K all day. What is that? What is that about? Right? So another thing he said was thinking about your thoughts, and that's metacognition. Metacognition is the active process of thinking about thinking. It involves awareness of your own learning, understanding how you process information, and using that insight to plan, monitor, and change your strategies to solve problems or reach a goal. So you're thinking about what you're thinking about, and that's vital, because that helps you be more accountable. That helps you process and think about the consequences. And it could go this way, it could go that way, it could go this way, it could go that way. All right. And then that furthermore, helps you stay away from presumptuousness. Okay. You're thinking about, like, when you think about others, you think about other brothers, and if you don't really talk to a brother or something, then you really can't really just put it on them, because that wouldn't be a righteous judgment. So you gotta communicate. You know what I'm saying? So you think about that thought. All right, you maybe I'm tripping. All right, maybe it's something totally different. So that gets, because Jake, you know how Jake be. Hey, what did Keisha call? I might as well have. I should have cheated. Blah blah blah. It's the whole presumptuousness of this nation, right? And that's part of the curses. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how to truly communicate, because this society is too overstimulated. It's too fast. It's a lack of care, and it's prophecy, a lack of consideration, a lack of sincerity, right? And we being oppressed. So you can't let another brother's oppression, damage the relationship. That brother just mad. Hey, it's a demon. He be all right. Just let it pass. Let it through. Don't hold no grudges. You ain't sitting back here mad, because bro, we all oppressed. We all going through it. We all feeling it. We all getting our ass whooped. We all getting the whip. You know what I'm saying? So we got to remember that, and we got to keep going and keep pushing. All right, let's get some more, get a little bit more, then we'll wrap it up.
When was the last time you asked yourself truly how you were feeling without expecting a standard fine as an answer? Learning to be alone is an act of courage, and approaching solitude with bravery reshapes not just our minds, but our lives as a whole. It's about strengthening our inner foundation so that when the storms come, we stand unwavering, rooted in our being, unshaken by the chaos around us. Practicing solitude allows us to dive deep into the ocean of our thoughts, to understand the currents and tides that shape our actions and reactions. It is in these moments of quiet introspection that we find true freedom, the freedom to choose, to change, to grow.
You have been what? Made free by this truth, man. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 13:4. For though he was crucified through weakness, yet he liveth by the power of power, Yahawah. For we also are weak in him, but we shall live with him by the power of Yahawah towards you. So therefore examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how the Yahawashi HaMashiach is in you, except you be reprobates. So it goes back to 1 Timothy, the what, 3rd chapter. All right, ruling over your temple. You gotta examine your temple. You gotta, they say spring cleaning and all that. No, you gotta clean up your temple. All right, weekly, checking this, checking that, daily. All right, examining your actions, examining what you did, and being considerate and thinking about one another. You know what I'm saying? All right, so it's bro, your actions have effects. They have consequences. They mean something. The tongue is powerful. What you say is extremely powerful. Believe it or not, words hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to examine your actions and to improve as you go. And not what digress. All right. You're supposed to be getting better. Verse 6. But I trust that you should know that we are not reprobates. Now I pray the power that you do no evil, and that we should appear approved, but that you should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates. And if somebody think you reprobate, it is what it is. They think that. Let them think it. Okay? Are you doing what you're supposed to do in the eyes of Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi? If you're doing that, then great. You know what I'm saying? If they don't think it, okay, cool. Ultimately, you as King David said, let Yahawah decide between you and I, or I and you, All right, so you keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. You keep serving Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. You keep doing what you're supposed to do to the best of your ability. We all have different lots. We all have different means to do things. Every brother ain't gonna be the same. Don't compare yourself to another trying to do what he does. Okay? Thinking that, you're supposed to be able to do what he, no, that's not, we all got different measures of faith. All right? So be happy, and that goes back to solitude, being happy and comfortable with yourself, being happy that you are you, right? Yahawah created you how you are. He created this brother how he is. Y'all both have different gifts. So that cuts any envy, jealousy, any of that. That cuts all that out, man. If you live the correct way, in the proper way, according to the scriptures, and you push out all that sin by examining yourself, by keeping as he said in the first point, by keeping the house clean. All right. I'm going to let this point wrap up and we're done.
It was the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who reminded us,
Marcus
nowhere
Aurelius.
can man find
That's
a
a
quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. So, dare to venture into this inner sanctum, peel back the layers, face the discomfort, and witness the transformation that awaits. In the solitude you once feared, you may just discover the strength and peace you've been seeking. 4.
We're going to stop it right there. So, truly, it's Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, man. All right? All this different type of sin, like smoking, all right, the porn, chasing women, clothes, whatever it be that you had, you were searching for something. But Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi is that what you were searching for, what you need. When you find him, that cures all of those addictions. So be addicted to Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi. Okay? Let that be your priority. Let that be what you're losing sleep over. Let that be what you're studying and learning about and growing for and going the extra mile for. Right? This truth, man, this understanding. Okay? So you push all that other stuff back, you know? This truth is going to fix your stress. It's going to fix your anxiety. It's going to fix all of that. Well, you may say, well, I smoke just because I be stressed out. Go read a scripture. Go watch a lesson. All right? Find a substitution. This is that substitution, which is the priority. This is the main thing this is what you know is your first love. What you always should have been with. What you should have sought first. Because this is going to get you through life. Everything else, Satan just really established to try to distance you from Yahawashi and Yahawashi. All right? So consider that, man. So, hey, with that being said, I'm going to get up on out of here. Hey, shalom, shalom to the brothers and sisters in the comment board. Yahawashi and Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham. I pray this was an edifying one. All right? Solitude, solitude, solitude. Know thyself. Okay? You find comfort in Yahawashi and Yahawashi, not the ways of the world. We are spiritual men, so we seek spiritual healing. All right? So, hey, with that being said, once again, facing east, giving all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Kadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. As always, shalom to the Lord, so for elect, Kwame Asha Allah, and Abad Babal. Shalom.